Charlie Parsons for Boxing Social in association with William Hill and Empire Fight Store. He's taken off the glasses and you're giving me a very strange stare. Mr. Frank, how are you, sir?
How is it what's strange about it? Okay. I actually sometimes do look at my interviews and think my eyes are like, 1 second. Because I'm always looking at what's going on and I'm not staring at you there. How are you, Parsons?
I'm very well. Frank. I can't say Frank Smith in the same way that you can go Parsons.
Frank Smith.
Frank Smith.
Yeah, exactly. Weird interview, this.
We always do very weird starts to the interview. Galal Yafai, first round knockout. Tommy Frank slightly overmatched.
Yeah, but look, at the same time, Galal Yafai, what was that, his fourth fight? He's moved quickly. Went straight into title fights from his debut, and I think that just shows where he is, with that performance tonight. I think we've got to keep him active, keep him busy. The plan was originally for him to get back out in December. Maybe we look to bring that a bit earlier. But yeah, keep him active, and he's not far away from world titles. Early part of next year, could definitely see some opportunities there for him.
That co-main event was special. Cyrus Pattinson lost against Conah Walker. Conah Walker, someone that people have been saying could cause an upset all week. We know that he likes to fight. I remember seeing him in Cardiff, I think it was, against Sam Antwi, and people thought he won that fight. Tough test. Cyrus stands and trades, done it in the Jenkins fight. Probably did it a bit too much again tonight.
I think that is Cyrus all over, though. In any fight against almost any opponent, he would stand and trade. But a tremendous fight, and respect to both of them. And a great win for Conah Walker. That's the opportunity he's been waiting for, and a massive win for him. But respect to both guys. Cyrus showed so much heart in there. He's just, every time he fights, you know what to expect. We saw it in the Chris Jenkins fight, and he'll be back stronger. We'd have learnt a lot. It's a massive rematch as well. Big fight to be made.
Is that the next fight?
I think so. Look, there was obviously a lot of focus around the potential Lewis Ritson fight after this. Work had gone into that, obviously. But that's the natural fight now, the rematch, for sure.
Does that headline in Newcastle next, instead of the Ritson fight?
I'm not sure. In reality, neither of those guys are going to be ready in 11 weeks or whatever it is, 11, 12 weeks, I think it was. So that's very unlikely. But we're looking at other options now for that card, and we'll have updates soon.
Think you still go ahead in Newcastle?
Hopefully, yeah. We'll try and figure out some options to make that work.
Respectfully, this has happened before when you've brought in an opponent and you've had something sort of in the pipeline. Lewis Ritson was here tonight. We believe he's pretty gutted, as you probably would be. Big fight to look forward to, especially up in the northeast. Can you learn from things like that in like a weird way?
I think you have to plan. You have to plan in our business. You have to have those moments where you can come out and say, right, this is announced. That's what it's all about. It doesn't always go to plan. But at the same time, we have to be in a position at least to be thinking ahead and making plans for our fighters. But, sometimes it doesn't work out. Other times it's worked brilliantly. It is what it is. But, it's you can't win them all.
Sold Acres, 10 rounds for him. I believe that was his last fight as a Matchroom fighter. Do you look at the possibility of extending with him?
I think let's see how things play out. We sold. It was a win for him. It'll be interesting to see what happens next. I'm sure discussions will start soon.
Do you want to just run us through the rest of the card? Actually, we'll go for the one that opened the bill, and then you can run through. No, we'll go for the bill opener in Jordan Flynn, Kane Baker, KFC chicken wings on the line. It was a draw. Bit questionable, people are saying online. Do you make the trilogy next as a bit of a fun fight to open a card again?
I think so. Look, it was an entertaining fight. I think we should look at doing that again. I would have edged it to Jordan, personally. Well, I think he won the fight. It was obviously the ref gave him a point for holding. Maybe that could have been done a bit earlier in the fight. Because the ref had warned him a few times. But I think it's an entertaining fight, and I think we'll see it again. Kane Baker, as always, ready for a tear-up, and Jordan Flynn boxed much better tonight, especially over the 10 rounds. Let's see, but that's what I think we'll do next. Khalil Majid with a win. He's been out for a while. He's been in training for a long time, but he's going to get back out October 21st on the Liverpool card. He's got a massive following. I think activity is going to be key for him now. Aaron Bowen had massive support in there tonight. Tremendous win for him. Great finish from Aaron Bowen. Ibrahim Spider Suleiman, great win as well.
Can I interrupt on him? Yeah. He's someone who's backed by Jaykae, which is always impressive in itself when you can get someone like that to sort of bring a different demographic in, sells a shitload of tickets, is clearly very good. I think that opponent went the distance with Campbell semi-recently. Is he someone that you guys look at maybe bringing on board in the team? I spoke to Jaykae. Jaykae said that they've got options, but they would preferably like to go with Matchroom.
Yeah, for sure. You know, he had a good performance tonight, and like you say, great turnout as well. To be fair, that whole undercard, I mean, they were selling 400 tickets each, you know, and that was from early. That was from 4:30 today. You know, you had Sahil Khan as well, Muhammad Ali. You know, all these fighters sold so many tickets, so that was good to see as well. And that shows there's a lot of opportunity in Birmingham in the future to keep delivering big shows because the fans are coming out for them. That was it. Muhammad Ali, tremendous performance. I think he looked really much improved. You know, young fighter, but he looked really good out there, really relaxed and composed. Sahil Khan with his debut. What are you laughing at?
I'm not laughing at
You were. You were doing a smirk. Yeah. Sahil Khan, debut for him as well. Good win. Aaron Bowen, who we've mentioned, with a great finish, and Ibrahim Spider. I think that is the whole card we've been through.
One more, but I don't know myself.
Would you want me to go through it?
No.
From
It's
start
fine,
to
no,
finish?
it's okay. We're at 6 minutes. Conor Benn.
Yeah.
Is he fighting in Orlando, Frank?
Let's see. There was discussions today about what's next for him, going through obviously the various processes. Let's see what plays out.
So, I'm going to now use my journalistic pedigree, in which the comments will say there's none, probably none, non-existent. He says that he's fighting in the next 3, 4, 5 weeks. Looks like it's not going to be in the UK. Not Mexico. It's Orlando.
Now look, as we've said, there's a request for an international, a foreign boxer application to box in the UK, which we're waiting for detail on, and hopefully early next week we'll have some more of an update.
Lastly from me, if I can find it on here, I would like to read it word for word before I go into it. This is annoying because I cannot find it. Frank Warren's comments last night. What I found concerning was apparently she, allegedly, Alycia Baumgardner, was going to leave Matchroom and go and sign with Jake Paul. Read into that what you will regarding the tests.
Alycia Baumgardner's come out herself and said absolute lies. But, you know, these people are insane. Like Frank Warren, just a delusional old man, isn't he? Who gets, you know, let back out the cupboard every now and then to go and say some shit. Like, I don't pay too much attention to it. You know, what a crazy thing to say. We're testing fighters. We test our fighters. I mean, let's go through their fights and their shows and see how much drug testing they do. You know, each their own.
Lastly from me, some backlash has been said online about drug-free sport. They are the testing agency for the NFL, I believe, so it's not like they're just some random small-town company that you guys have brought in. Do you intend to still keep using them and maybe sort of clear up some of the talk regarding them online?
I mean, look, they use the WADA panel for testing in terms of the substances, but there's so many different testing agents. This is the thing that people get confused with. There's, you know, you look at UCAD, you look at VADA, you look at this, there's in competition, there's out of competition. There's so many different lists that are used. There's so many different details and intricacies into all of these testing operations. You know, here we're talking about a positive test that has come back positive, right? But people are now saying, oh, that's not good enough. So I don't really, the key is we're trying to make the sport as safe as possible. And if we can all improve on that, great. And if we can all learn from that, great. But people are now questioning that there's a positive test and the fact that they're saying, oh, they don't test for this. So what? I'm just a bit confused as to what is people trying to, you know, people trying to create an issue here by throwing us under the bus when we're doing the most testing. We will always want to improve. We always want to improve. And we'll continue to look at things and we'll continue to improve. I think the sport needs to improve as a whole. I think we need to come together, you know, across commissions, across governing bodies, and I think it can improve. But rather than people, you know, picking holes in things, so you're saying, oh, they don't do this or they don't do that, but you're talking about a test that has come back positive. Do you get where I'm coming from here? So it's people just trying to create a storyline and a narrative that suits them. That's all it is. Don't get me wrong, there's people who know a lot more about this than me, than Frank Warren, and we will continue to improve. But it's hard because you react and people say you're losing. Yeah, you can't say this, you can't say that. Like, at the end of the day, we're talking about a test that came back positive. So people can pick holes in it and pick holes in the testing agency and X, Y, Z. But there's a lot of people who don't actually have the information, and as well the understanding. I don't have the understanding to that level. You don't have the understanding. No. So at the end of the day, we should all be committed to making the sport safer, rather than pointing fingers and going this, that, the other. Let's try and come. Like, that's the one area promoters should try and come together. That's what I'd say, because the safer the sport, the better it is for everyone.
Mike Smith, thank you.